Marky Worthington Podcast all day.
All day.
Dream by night.
Don't buy me a drink. Just give me $10.
All day.
Go down to the strip club with your floppy disk and turn it into a hard drive.
Yeah, right. You'll get fucking thrown out by Big Tony.
We're here to name names and make people feel more ashamed for shit that they're not proud of.
Don't blow it. Keep it simple. Count your money.
No, whatever it is.
Hey, welcome to the Marky Worthington Comedy Podcast. This is episode 79. That's 10 off a good time. We're here with the end of year wrap up with Cy Fahey, as is tradition. How you doing?
Not bad, man. Yourself? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all the people out there listening. This one's got a pretty quick turnaround, so we're recording this like mid-December. It's going to go out like just before Chrissy, so...
I was hoping to listen to it on the car on the way home. What are you doing, mate?
I'll just give you the fucking SD card out of the recorder and you can put that in. Will that fit in your tape deck of your fucking 2004 Pulsar?
It's 2005, man.
Oh, shit. It's got the wider rims and shit. It's like the same thing, but just upgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how's things, man? Before we get into it, if you guys remember from a previous episode, the last end of year wrap up, I said that by this time I would have merch and you can have some. So
if I didn't have a fat blown out belly, and you know, I mean, it's not like you're doing an 8-pack, but I've definitely
doing fucking better than me, dude. So there's your Marky Comedy shirt.
Thank you, sir. There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'll wear that.
Yeah, fucking.
I'll add it to my comedy shirt
collection.
Yeah, it's you, me, and Chris Martin.
Oh yeah. That's the same as my collection. I actually don't think I have one of yours.
I'll get you one.
Yeah. No, mine's me, Chris Martin from the local scene.
Yeah.
I've got Bill Burr's. He did a shirt for his podcast in like 2012 or something.
Oh, yeah, wow.
And I found it on eBay. Someone was selling it, but it's a medium.
Yeah.
So it was like my goal weight shirt, and then I just fucking gave up because I was just like, I'm just going to respect it for what it is and not fuck it by putting it on. And Rory Lowe is a Sydney guy. He's from the UK, but he's in Sydney now.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And I seen him a couple months ago.
Me just showing my ignorance. Like,
yeah.
It's funny though, like when you do comedy, like. Because there are a lot of comedians, and there are a lot, you know, and do your best, but sometimes you don't know someone. But everyone's like, you should know them, you're a comedian. It's like, man, it's like saying I should know every Aboriginal because I'm Aboriginal, or, you know, I should know every fat person because I'm fat. Like, you do your best, but not everyone.
Yeah, it's like as a fat guy, don't just watch Biggest Loser and be like, oh yeah, this is Uncle Richie. But yeah, dude, I seen Rory Lowe. Actually, he just did the Newcastle Comedy Club, and Bradley Bishop opened for him.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, Rory Lowe's like, he's like got that. He's got this mad like UK accent. He's like Rory Lowe, like that, and he actually got a lot of followers during the lockdowns because what he did is he was just watching like Peppa Pig, the cartoon, and just dubbing over the top, being like, "What are you looking at, you fat cunt?"
I think I've actually seen
he does all those videos.
Yeah, I saw one. Actually, someone sent me on the other day, and it was Bluey.
Oh,
it was a Bluey, but it was like that, like we were all swearing over.
So he did the Bluey ones as well.
So him. There you go.
Yeah. So when I seen him, he said he's going to start doing Bluey ones.
Yeah.
So that's him. But he did an Australian tour with Bert Kreischer as well a few years ago. Yeah.
The Machine.
Yeah, the Machine. It was for the Machine tour, I think.
Machine.
Yeah.
I got a Russian guy at work actually, and I'm always like, "Have you seen the Machine?" Because you know he's Russian.
Yeah.
And it's like I should know every comedian. He should know every bloody Russian thing ever. But he absolutely. But I don't know, man. I'm starting to think he's actually used to be part of like the Russian mob. Because he's like, "No, I'm not going to watch that."
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, but he's taught me some Russian swear words, so that's good. Suka, I like suka. It means bitch, but I like it's actually a good word. Suka.
Oh, it also sounds like you're saying sook.
Yeah.
Like if you're calling someone a suka.
Yeah, you little suka.
Yeah, that's funny as fuck. You fucking suka. Hey, you'll go in, you'll see this fucking suka. He's trying to kiss my sister. I'm like, what is fuck? This is my strip club. That's my $5. No shit. So one night when I was working at the bar, this dude came up to me. All night he's paying with 50s.
Yeah.
And not ever bringing back any change. Like he's
just
and he doesn't say anything all night. Also, the bands are playing. It's kind of, if someone knows what they want, I prefer they just come up and point to the drink, or they might say it at the start of the night, and then just they'll, if it was like Jack Daniels, they just put the empty can on the bar. You know what to get, right? Especially when the bands are cranking. So he comes up, first drink, and just points at the tap. So I just pour him a fucking schooner of that beer. Pays with a 50, pays with a 50. At the end of the night, he comes up to me, and he's like, the bands are done, it's quiet, I can actually hear him.
Yeah.
He's wearing like a full suit.
Yeah.
And he says like, how many $5 notes you have in there? I'm like, oh, I've got like $40 worth.
Yeah.
He gives me fucking 2 20s.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I give him the change, and then he's like, thank you for helping me out. I'm actually going to a strip club after this. You want to come help me spend? And I'm like, nah, it's all good, man. And he's just like, you have a good time. It's a strip club, girls get their titties out. I'm like, I know what a strip club is, dude. But it was just literally like GTA 4
Yeah, you know
accent.
what he wanted, man. He wanted you to help him launder money. That's why he's just paying $50.
Yeah.
Like fake.
Fuck, I just helped the mob.
Yeah, come launder money with me at a strip club.
Fuck. Suppose I haven't seen Mum in a while.
Yeah.
Joke's on him. I got it back in the end anyway.
It's your allowance.
Yeah. Nah, shout out Mum. She recently started listening to the podcast.
All right, hang on, Mum.
She puts it on when she's cooking in the background, bit of background music.
Yeah. You got to get that meth,
Yeah, exactly.
Cooking some meth.
Yeah, Heisenberg's next door in his undies. Oh shit! Now I'm gonna have to show her how to use Netflix so she can get the reference.
Yeah. I still haven't seen that.
Yeah,
Breaking Bad.
I watched.
That was a Breaking Bad reference, right?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
So I watched it when it came out, but not episode by episode. Like after every season, I'd watch that whole season.
Smash it out.
But I never watched because it took a while to go from start to finish.
Yeah.
So I kind of like drip fed it to me a little bit. And by the end, I was kind of like, I'm pretty sure I get that reference, but I've seen it's been so long, and I never just watch it from start to finish in one go. Whereas a lot of people now are, like people like yourself that haven't seen it, just smashed it
go
out.
through it.
Yeah,
I just get it because I just like Facebook, so that's why I just get all the references. Like, I still haven't seen Titanic, but I know I'm on top of the world. I never saw Titanic. I was like, you've never seen Titanic? I'm like, dude, I knew how it was going to end. The ship sinks. Like, what the fuck's the point in watching a movie? Like, there's no big twist. Like, in their version, they make it. Like, no, it didn't work out like that. Like, it goes down. Like, why am I going to see that movie?
I already know what that is. It's a bit like when they make a prequel to a movie and you know that the main character is going to live because he's in the next movie.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there like, well, any situation this person gets into, I know they're going to live because he's in the next movie. Yeah. Occasionally you have some where like they'll throw a plot twist or something, but there's most of the time there's no real fucking
There's no stakes.
Actually, I tell you what, underrated. If you're a Terminator fan, underrated. The Sarah Connor Chronicles. The budget was shit, but the storyline was good.
I did catch a couple of episodes of that here and there. Yeah, like when it was on. So, and what's her name? Lena Headley. She's a good actor.
The Terminator chick.
Yeah, the one who played Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. Yeah. No, so I'm thinking about the Terminator chick because this is fucking awesome scene. The whole series is worth watching for this one moment where the Terminator chick walks past John Connor's room in like her underpants and a bra, and you can just see him kind of like, despite what his mum's told him his whole life, he's like, I kind of want to fuck a Terminator, right?
He just like closes the door afterwards.
Yeah.
You hear that?
You need to follow my commands, bitch. Also, imagine how fucked that'd be because you just go to like say you just out of muscle memory. Yeah. You go like to put them on top and they're like fucking 200 kilos.
Death by snoo.
Yeah.
They all had crushed pelvises.
Yeah. Well, I've done my fair share of heavies, but They're not normally built like a Victoria's Secret model
Yeah,
and
true.
weigh
And
200,
200 kilos.
Well, it depends. Modern Victoria's Secret, maybe. I don't know. I think they have like a diversity thing now where
Yeah.
they're just like all different body types.
Yeah.
Which is fucking true. Dude, I remember I dated this girl once. I was just hanging out at her grandparents' place.
Yeah.
And it was just after I was kind of like realizing that they were having quotas for different body types and all this shit.
Yeah.
And you'd start to see ads for like lingerie that'd have like just normal body types instead of like paper thin chicks.
Yeah.
So we're sitting back, and it just made me realize how far behind some generations are with like a lot of that movement. So we're just sitting there watching it, and watching like TV, and a Target ad comes on, and there's like an average size chick there instead of like a thin one, super skinny one. And he was just like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm just like, "Dude, what the heck?"
It's the real world, man.
Yeah, dude, how can I fucking? It's like I suppose I'll need to get a bigger fucking TV now. Like there's a series of shit you've got to do.
Yeah, very behind.
That's why whenever I like sometimes just I'm like, people are like, "Oh, we gotta keep the oldies happy and shit." Just like they're keeping us down with that kind of shit.
Oh,
like,
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind if they've got difference of opinion. It's when they're in a position of power to then push that opinion is the fucked part.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Get them out of politics.
Yeah. Well, I think
young person's game.
Should be. I used to like drop subtle like things to fuck with him after that. Like that year Lush put out a catalogue, and the whole back was just all these people lined up with their back just naked, with their like all different body shapes, sizes, and colour skins. Yeah. Just in one big row. And I was at Lush, and they gave that to me in the bag when I bought some, because your boy keeps it fresh. And I fucking just like on top of his stack of like newspapers and shit, I just slot that straight into the Telegraph, just to see whoever. I never got to see what the payout was, but
man, a good prank, you don't need to see the payout. You just know like that went down. That went down well.
Also, a good prankster tends to fuck himself over a little bit to sell it. For example, I used to work with this dude, and he was fucking with the guy next to him by putting his desk down like one crank handle every day, slowly lowering it. And he was also raising the guy's chair by like one quick little touch of the button. But he had to do the same to his desk so that they were still in line. So by the end, like by Friday... he comes in, sits down, and bangs his knees on the thing, and the dude that was getting him was just there with like the desk pushed up against his thighs, like, I got you, bitch.
Way too much time on their hands too. Like that's good, but the level of commitment to like self-torture almost, just like who's gonna get this guy? Like, man, you need a different job.
Yeah, that's our enjoyment, turning the crank handle one turn while like the internal public service staff are taking a 3-hour lunch. And they're like, "Oh, don't fucking waste time fucking around with desks and shit." It's like, bitch, I haven't fucking seen you all week.
That's a long bloody lunch.
Yeah. Oh, it was Steph's birthday, so we had to take 4 weeks leave.
Oh yeah, they're insane. Something like a girl, she works public service too. She had bloody like 3 Christmas parties in like a week, because we had our department Christmas party, then we had like the thing, and then we had to have the whole company Christmas party. Like, you guys were just drunk for 3 days, like
yeah. We used to have a manager that would like just any holiday would have like not a Christmas party. It was like there was no budget. Yeah, it was all just like. Expected everyone to like supply, like bring a plate of food to a morning tea. So it was like a crowd-funded fucking party, but it was every holiday in the calendar. Like anything that was like I remember once
Jeans for Jeans Day.
Oh fucking! Like... One of them was like something to do with pirates, like pirate. Fucking
talk like a pirate day, probably.
And everyone came in dressed up like pirates, and I was just like, this is a bit fucking much, hey? I remember one dude was reading the email. He hadn't got a pay rise in like 6 years, and it was just like the manager wrote this email. It was just like, don your fucking chests of gold and
Arr.
yeah. And he was just like, how about you open your chest of money and give me a fucking pay rise? Like, he's just reading it out loud. Like, you just get mad and start reading this. Like, he's on the same wage for 6 years, just seeing the time and effort that's going into shit like that.
Yeah, you can't afford to buy a new costume.
Yeah, he's wearing the same pirate hat every year.
It's frayed. What's been going on in comedy, man? Tell me.
Oh, fuck. So, starting next year, the Basement will be running 2 open mics a month instead of just the one.
Nice.
But I'll be dropping off the ticketed gig at the start of the month, and it becomes the open mic. Okay. And then sporadic ticketed gigs whenever I can score a bigger comedian who's coming through, which will still probably work out fairly regularly anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot of the people I emailed last year or this year.
Yeah.
That had either just finished a tour or didn't have one ready yet are getting back to me to do one this year.
Yeah.
So I put in a fair bit of work in 2022 to try and get new acts every month, and that's kind of like come back to me now.
Yes, yeah, rolling in.
So
you definitely landed some big fish. I mean, you landed arguably one of the biggest ones that's going to hit town for a local. Doug Stanhope, man.
Yeah.
That's I'll take my hat off to you, good
Oh,
sir.
thank you. Yeah,
That's a big one to land.
no, I appreciate it, man. I tried really.
Who did you have to hold hostage to? Like, is his management team still locked up in your basement somewhere? Or, is this why we're not doing the podcast in the garage? Because you've just turned it into
No, the basement's where he's going to perform.
All right, yeah. They're doing well.
No, so alright, so the backstory to that is and Chris Moulton was there too.
Yeah.
Joel P was there.
Yeah.
Bill Macon was there.
Yeah.
In 2018, just after I started in 2016, November 2016.
Yeah.
And he came through Canberra at about March of 2018.
Yeah, I remember when he came through, yeah. Bill Macon was super excited.
Yeah, and Phil Carruthers got the open spot.
Yeah.
And I seen that, and I'll tell you a funny story, actually. When we were at that gig, we were all waiting in case he came out for a meet and greet.
Yeah.
So it was like me, Joel, Chris. I think Bill already left, because I think Bill knew better that he wasn't coming out. And Phil actually came out as well from out the back and was just chilling with us. We were already like, how was it, man? How is he? Did you meet him? Like, yeah. And I was just like, I every now and then will write a joke.
Yeah.
Where I can't really do that joke with any crowd.
Yeah.
It needs to be a crowd I knows that I'm just joking.
Yeah.
So every time I write one of those jokes, I put it on. It's like the dark web version of my set list.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll throw it into like a 5-minute set, but dumb it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've got 5 minutes of those jokes that is my Stanhope set.
Okay.
And I said that to Chris on the night. If I ever open for Stanhope, I've
these.
already written the set list.
Yeah, nice.
5 years later, literally as I was about to get on, when you're on stage opening for my solo show, was when I got the email back saying that they were interested in doing it.
Oh, nice.
Literally while I was next to the stage waiting to go on, the email
came
came
I was
through.
bombing, while I was actually just dying on stage.
The best part of that is just like, oh, that's a new bit. Probably shouldn't be doing new bits, but anyway. I was like backstage, like, fuck yes, good.
Oh, mate, I was in such a random mood, just to go slightly off track, because I'd done a spot in Wagga like the night before, absolutely murdered it. And I was just kind of still pumped up on that high, and I'd driven through floodwaters and all this. Like, it'd been like a crazy night. It'd been a crazy night. So I was just like, hadn't really slept, and I had all this like stuff that I was going to do properly. Like, I'm opening for a friend, and I've got to make sure the crowd's like pumped up. And I just got up on stage, and my mind just went blank. I think just out of like exhaustion almost, and I was like, oh, and then I just start like you said, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm just like, oh, I shouldn't really be talking like you, like this, like absolutely, it just died. Like
It's probably the best filmed bombing you've ever had.
oh yeah, definitely.
Fucking had like 5 cameras set up,
Just
all
set up,
pointing
like-
at you.
You could probably get to about minute 3, and you'd be like, you know, you could do that bloody Morgan Freeman voice.
Yeah.
It's at this time he knew he fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like probably that minute. But yeah,
I thought you were gonna say you could get a minute free of like laughs out of it.
yeah,
Like from 10.
yeah. Probably was.
No, it was still good, man. Like I think that there were actually a few people that were not really hadn't actually seen me before.
Yeah.
And the first time they seen me was that show. But there was also a few people that were like that had only seen me once.
Yeah.
That I spoke to after the gig, and I've like not the gig, but like another gig. Like leading up to it, I was promoting it real heavy.
Yeah.
And I remember I went up to someone after a gig. I'm like, hey, I haven't done any material from my solo show tonight. So if you liked this, I've got a full set on Saturday that you might want to watch. They said, oh yeah, do you have any supports? And I'm like, yeah, Kai's supporting. And they were like, oh yeah, I know him. I've seen him like 5 or 6 times. Yeah, I'll come to that. And they were there. But to be fair, dude, the point of what I'm getting to is, I probably, even if you don't think you had such a good set, there was still people that wouldn't have probably bought a ticket if it was just me, but because it was someone else they knew,
Oh, there you go.
they like, so it still helps.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'm glad I did you some service.
Yeah, well, I think it's good to burn material too. Like, I haven't done any of the shit from, like, unless I'm in a hole.
Yeah.
I haven't done any of that material yet, and I plan on just working on more shit from then. So it was like a good benchmark of like, all right, now.
This is where you're at.
And a couple of them, I'm like, oh, that's still got more in it. Like,
Yeah.
I realized, like, I got a bit there that I was like, I could totally go in a different direction with that. And doing it on the night where I thought it was done, I'm filming, I'll like burn this bit.
Yeah.
And I did it on the night, and I just did like a random little riff on it. And I was just like, I've got like, I'm not going to put that to bed yet because I
bring it
breathed
back.
new life into it.
Yeah, I mean, I got some jokes, yeah, like, I was actually talking to someone about this last night, just saying, like, yeah, like, you know, years later, you end up thinking of just something else. You know, oh, wait, hold on, that's like, and it just almost changes the whole...
Or tie two together.
Yeah, tie two together.
Yeah.
And, or,
Two
you know, you
jokes.
think of a third joke that ends up tying 2 other bits together. You're like, oh, actually, the whole thing just kind of really interlocks. I love how you're saying before, though, you got, like, you know, jokes that you like, they're too dark, and you're like, oh, that's going to be my, you know, too dark to do for, you know, a normal audience. Like, that's just called my material. Like, it's like...
but it's all fine. Like, I could do it.
Well,
but
why are you going to do it for Stanhope and not, like, why is they, like, a Stanhope audience applicable to that material and not...
Because in my mind, so, like, those jokes will be in the middle of my set.
Yeah.
And it'll always dip down for those ones, and I'll have to pick it back up again. If I just did all that, they might not think that I'm, like, joking.
Yeah.
So I need to, like, get them to trust me, do something that might be a bit risky, and then
get back,
strong.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't want someone's impression of me to be, like, 5 jokes that are rough. Whereas if I've got a Stanhope crowd, I'm like, these guys already know
rough
what's
is rough,
going.
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, and I think that's part of the secret of getting a really loyal fan base is just doing stuff that does, like, someone that's going to get offended can still listen to and go, like, I know that that's like a joke.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the point of doing it that way. And once I get longer sets, then it'll be more that. And a lot of them are shit that I know, like, that I do a fair bit, but I'll have, like, alternate endings. So I'll be like, I can do, like, the darker ending for that joke. Like, the setup's the same, but the punch will be different. So, yeah, that's why I did it that way.
This is like me interviewing you.
Yeah.
So, next question. What's it like doing your first big set, man? Like, how was that? How did that feel?
Yeah, it was good. Like, it was good to finally do some, like, long form shit. Like, I've got a couple of stories that I'll try and cram them in at an open mic, and it just won't quite, like...
Yeah, 5 minutes is... even 10 minutes sometimes. It's just not enough to, like,
For
take
a
people on
story,
a journey, you know.
Yeah, but it was... I really liked it, and thankfully I had, like, a half an hour set a couple weeks prior.
Yeah.
So... there was a few long-form bits that I wanted to get down. And to be fair, that half an hour set didn't really help me too much. Because it was too like someone gave me... it was a fucking half an hour opening set.
That's... yeah.
For a bigger comedian.
Okay, yep.
And I was like... it was for Creed Braddon. And he's doing like an hour and a half. So in the promoter's mind, half an hour... for a musical act, because he's musical, seems like if you're booking an hour and a half band, a half an hour opener for a band would be fine.
It's pretty standard,
but in comedy, that's like a big opening spot.
And it's like almost a headline spot. Like it's...
I've had half an hour. I usually have half an hour headliners.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like... well, the reason I do half an hour headliners is because I want to have more than one opener.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I just think that for the format that I have on my ticketed gigs at the basement, unless someone's got an hour to do, like they're touring an hour, I usually prefer to just... I think half an hour is a good time.
Yeah, half hour, 40 minutes. Probably,
yeah. But, yeah, so it was good, man. It was good to get, like, a long form set out. If anything, that half an hour set just kind of helped me with timing. Because I was like, all right, I know that that's half an hour, so I can add to that. And then, so I know how to build the show.
There you go.
So yeah, it was good, man. How was it to witness it from your perspective?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. You know, yeah, it was good. Like you could tell that it was your first time kind of doing like that big kind of thing. So you were nervous, but you know, you held your own, and that's half the art of comedy, isn't it? Like just holding your own while you're nervous and still kind of not like missing your beats and missing your punches and all that. So yeah, man, like for a first time, like it was definitely an acceptable, you know, it makes it sound so cheesy, acceptable. No, it was good. It was good. It was a good see for your first time. Get out there and actually do it, like the long form stuff, and you know, it shows that you're sort of stepping up to that next tier of comedy. And you know, I can't talk like I'm, you know, like, hey, the next tier, like, nah, I can't talk. I can barely do half.
No, I think the main thing is, like, I feel like when you do a long set, sometimes one joke will lead into the next. Yeah. And my opinion of that set was it was good, but it was very, like, one bit, then the next bit, then the next bit. Whereas if I did a long form show more often, I would start to get in the flow of things. It's a bit like people that record a special for Netflix. They will usually do it at the end of the tour because they've already got that
figured out how
flowing
it all works
nice.
Together. And
so yeah, but you're right, man. Like it was a good basis to build on. Yeah. And for anyone that was there that might be listening to this, or was listening to this.
Well, of course, going to listen. It's like, oh, you got Cy Fahey. I know who that is. Yeah, I listen to that podcast.
That opener that bombed.
Yeah.
He's got the bomber on. No, just fucking. For anyone that's listening to this that hasn't been out to one of the gigs, because there's a lot of people now, especially that just like to listen to podcasts. You know, if anyone was at that solo show that I did, and they're looking at coming along to Canberra Comedy Festival, it's a different half an hour.
Yeah, nice.
So my plan is just to get the grand scheme of everything. Half an hour, like my solo show was 45.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was wrapping up my last bit and Nigel's just up the back going
Doing
like that.
tapping
I'm
away.
literally wrapping up the last bit and I'm like, thank fuck. The timing was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My buddy who was there said it did not feel like fucking the half. Like, it felt like about 20 minutes to him, but he was like super. He's never seen me do comedy.
I have to, like, it didn't feel like...
Like,
it didn't feel like you'd done the whole... And that's the true key to any, like, entertaining... I mean, comedy, obviously, we're talking about, but, like, any show, like, you don't... It didn't feel like pulling, nails and nothing like that. You're like, oh, crap, it really was 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So, that's the true testament to...
Oh, good. Yeah,
like, a decent show, man. So...
Yeah, well, and also for someone that's seen me do a lot of that material before, like...
You had 1 or 2 bits I don't think I had actually seen.
Yeah.
So, that was...
So I had a couple that I, like, did when I first started, and then just... brushed them up a bit before, but a lot of the stories, they're good. Like, you'd maybe just trim some crap out of it. I remember once at an open mic, I did like an 8-minute story on a 5-minute open mic, and the MC was just like, at 5 minutes, was just flashing. It was like my second time, or third time doing comedy. And no, it was actually my the fourth ever time doing comedy, because at the time there was 3 open mics a month, and it was back at Smith's again. So there was like, I'd done my first one at Smith's, and then I did the front, and then I did Phoenix, and then I was back at Smith's again. So it was the 4th time I ever did comedy. I decided to tell a story, and the MC was like, hurry up, like just over the top of everyone. And I know Bill was on the lineup, and I go up to Bill at the end. I'm like, because when I got to the punchline of the story, I heard him laughing.
Yeah.
And I go to him, oh, did you like that one? He's like, yeah, this is one thing I can give to Bill, man. He's fucking, like, brutally honest.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, good, man, but you could easily make that a 5-minute story.
Yeah.
Like, and he was right. Like, it's a 15-minute story now, so fuck it. But, like, I could make it 5.
I could make it 5.
He's not wrong.
Add that shit out.
Yeah. If anyone knows about padding, it's Bill. But
Just sitting here riffing on anyone.
yeah. Welcome to the Punching Down podcast.
Yeah.
Who would have thought a 5'7" cunt could still punch down?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing. Like, it's good to do a bit of that long form shit. But yeah, so my plan is, so I was 45. 15 of that is like relevant topical shit that I'm gonna burn. Like, I had a few COVID jokes in there and stuff like that, which I don't.
COVID's over.
I want to just. I might clip them and put them online, but just to promote upcoming gigs. So there goes 15, and then I'll have half an hour from that.
Yeah.
My show for the comedy festival, split bill, half an hour each with Jeremy Smith.
Yeah.
Another half an hour from that, which is different.
Yeah.
And then put the 2 together, and I've got an hour.
Yeah, nice.
So that's the plan.
So you'll be touring next year, eh?
Well,
Yeah,
I'd like to do... in 2024, I'd like to do Adelaide Fringe with that hour.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's my goal.
Touring's brutal.
It would be... I'm going to have to save between now and then just to fucking fund it.
I did a tour this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I did my... oh God.
Yeah, how was that, man? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, brutal. I think that's all I said. No, it's, I think I had some friends who were supposed to be doing the promotion, and I don't know what happened, man, but, like, I had to cancel 2 of the gigs I had, like, because just no one showed up.
Yeah,
like, I didn't, like, literally, like, had one, literally didn't sell a single ticket.
Oh, yeah?
And that's, like, when I got there. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we still haven't sold any tickets. I'm like, what? What? Like, I've driven 4 hours to be here. Like, what the fuck am I even doing here? Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and I had to cancel one before, like, the week before, because
Sleeping
it's
in
like,
your
I'm
car.
like, I'm not doing this again.
Sleeping in your car. And
Yeah, sleeping in a car, like, but yeah, you've got to save up money, man. Because I think I like end up like spending like $2,000,
Yeah.
like, out of my own pocket kind of thing, like with accommodation and
Yeah.
stuff. But look, it was fun. It was fun. So I went around a bunch of regional towns, sort of around New South Wales, and I think the biggest audience I had was about 25.
Yeah.
But on average, it was probably like 10.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to do it. It's all part of the journey of learning. But
That's good, though,
yeah.
for, like, because a lot of the regional towns don't get a lot of entertainment.
well, so I figured they don't get a lot of entertainment, so they might actually enjoy like a
Yeah.
comedy show, and And so yeah, I went along and did a few towns, and and like I said, it was a good learning experience. I had a lot of fun. Like, I mean, and that's even I had one place I went to, and like I said it was like 12 people, and I still had the most fun like I've had in ages, like on stage. Like there was 12 people who were just really into it, really enjoying the comedy. We had a great time. Like, it was in this hall, so I had like a raised stage, because this place like doubled as like a movie theater. Like it's like one of those country town halls that like does a movie theater and all that. And I didn't even bother getting on the stage. I just like got off the stage and came and stood in front of these like 12 people, like real close up, because I've always learned in my experience that if you can close that gap between you and the audience, sometimes it like makes it more intimate stuff. And I absolutely had a mad time, and lost a bunch of money, but that's life. And so hopefully next time I'll pick a different production sort of company to like help. I still don't even know how, like that one where I didn't sell a single ticket, like not one ticket. And I'm like, what are you guys? Anyway, you just got to shake your head and I guess and just move on. But no, it was good. It was good to get out there and like do my material and do an hour, like, because I was doing like 45, 50 minute like for the headline set. I had a couple of friends supporting me, and so went out there and did that, and it's good. Lessons learned, had fun, travelled around town, met a few people, got a few good compliments at least. Like the people that were there, it was all positive feedback, and they're like, I would come and see you again and stuff like that. And
cool.
So, but I did also get, because my show was called The Thinking Man's Bogan, I did actually get one bit of feedback from this guy who actually ran the hall that I was talking about, and he actually used to be he said this, so I haven't verified it, I didn't fact check it, but he actually used to be he told me he used to be the marketing manager for the Comedy Channel on Foxtel when it was originally like the first iteration, like
when it was good.
When it was good, like the original one. And he said like he loved my show and stuff, but he goes, Thinking Man's Bogan, he's just like, he goes, one, you're not a bogan, which Bill Mackin would probably argue with him about, because Bill Mackin thinks I'm as bogan as fuck. Yeah. But he said bogan, people think of bogans now, they think of housos and like meth heads and stuff like that. Yeah. And he goes, that's not you, you're like the old version of a bogan. Yeah. So he goes, you should probably change the name of your show, and you might actually get more people. Like maybe that was like what actually caused not many people to show up, because like they hear bogan, they just think houso and meth head, and there's obviously a market for that style of comedy and stuff like that, but he goes, people around here just, that's not them. So I've had to, so I think I'm going to go with Milk Crate Philosopher.
Because of the picture.
Because of the picture. And, I think sitting on a milk crate, drinking piss, like solving the world's problems is like, sort of, it's still very Australian and kind of what I do and that sort of stuff. So I think that fits
the
my,
bill.
Fits the bill. But, if anyone, any of the listeners out there are, happy to pitch me ideas for a new name show, then I'll take anything on board. But, which is fucked, because I still got like 40 fucking stubby holders that say Thinking Man's Bogan. Like I can't even give the fucks away now. Like, just offloading all my friends for Christmas. Like, hey, I have another stubby. It's the same stubby holder I got last year, you fucking cheap bastard. Like, I've got to get rid of them.
Can't give them away when they got beer in them.
Yeah, it's right. And I've only got 10 friends, so I was just going to the same 10 friends for 4 years straight, just getting stubby holders. Oh, so thoughtful of you.
Give someone a case and every fucking beer in there's already in a holder.
So yeah,
you gotta love getting a case that's been taped back up.
Yeah. Like I should do that actually. I'll do it with my best mate Chris.
Thinking Man's case.
Yeah. just slot them all in. But no, it was good. It was good, and hopefully I can do some more regional gigs next year, and we'll see where I go, and and hopefully. But like I said, good feedback, and like I was saying to you, people didn't think it felt like an hour or whatever. Like I did a gig recently, a local one, but with Nicole, and Queanbeyan, and I did the headline spot.
A couple of weeks ago, I remember you
and I went for an hour, and same thing. There's only like 15 people in the audience, and 12 of them were related to me. So, but they all said the same thing. Like it didn't feel like an hour. They're like, oh wow, we didn't actually. So I know at least my energy and my style is on the right track for keeping people engaged for an extended period of time. So
yeah, I think so. I think that like in today's society, people need like fast-paced comedy. I think.
Yeah.
Like it sucks because I love like storytelling and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a good mix. You need to be able to like bring people back and not fucking like gone are the days of the dude that would just sit in a chair the whole thing and not like have any expression or like. Unfortunately, it seems like the appetite at the moment is for like people that are like interesting and fucking like in your face, and like it's just the TikTok generation.
That's literally sad. Just like TikTok, everyone wants like short, digestible,
Yeah.
you know, like snippets. Like they can just like, oh, can I clip this and make it a 30-second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why like I'd like to. Which is why I specifically put like 15 minutes of relatable shit in my last solo show.
Yeah.
Because then I can put that online.
I didn't find any of your stuff relatable, but I'm not overweight and got a beard, so. Sorry. It's a cheap shot. I'm still bitter about my birthday party.
Oh, fuck.
So the listeners that don't know, I actually turned 40 a couple of weeks ago.
Let's talk about that.
For my birthday party. Couple of comedians, Marky being one of them. First cab off the rank actually, came out and they roasted me for 20 minutes. And some of those were brutal.
Dude.
So I'm still bitter about, you know, that roast, but I can tell from the material you're using, you're still bitter about losing to me in the roast battle.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to fucking get this cunt now.
Yeah, losing that fucking roast battle was bittersweet for both of us. For like you winning it was, but it's good,
you guys
man.
roast me so hard though.
It seems like if I want to roast you well, it's got to be at the boardwalk.
Yeah.
I am actually. I actually want to do more of the roast battle, so there's something that people can expect for next year.
Yeah,
like
nice.
the roast battle nights that I did, as well as my open mics. That's something that I'd like to add to the.
Yeah, I'd definitely try it in, man.
rotation.
Like people were hungry for it, and I want to defend my title. So
Yeah.
like I would love to come back and, you know.
Oh, it's called a comedy roast night. Don't fucking.
Yeah, it's not roast battle.
Yeah.
It's Mortal Comedy.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah, Mortal Comedy is actually a good name though.
Yeah, Mortal Comedy.
Yeah, I prefer to piss off the people at fucking Mortal Kombat.
So I got to ask though. Now that, you know, I got you behind closed doors sort of thing. How long
no
did you
one's
guys?
listening,
Yeah,
don't
no
worry
one's listening. How long had you guys been planning to? Because I honestly had no idea. I had no idea that was going to happen.
Do you remember when you came up to me in like fucking when you first booked the venue?
For my birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that was like
6 months ago. Yeah.
I got a message from Nicole that night.
She was like, I'm going to get him. She's like, I'm fucking onto it. Yeah.
I feel like when you told me, you also told Nicole, and then she was like, all right, let's do
Let's
this
do this.
thing.
This is roast.
And before you know it, there was a group chat with all of us in there.
Oh, wow. You guys
Being-
went all out.
Being like, all right, here's a placeholder.
Yeah.
Just everyone keep an eye on this
Okay,
chat,
yeah.
and we'll go from there. So,
Some of them were, oh, dude. Look, I think like as much as they're all brutal, and I had a fun time. I was not offended by any of it, but I have to admit there was one by Cameron. Everyone just held their breath. Like everyone's just like when he said it, and everyone's just going, and then like they're like I could feel the whole room like turn and look at me, and then I started laughing, and then everyone's like, ah! It's like we got to make sure he's not gonna go postal on us. Like,
well, dude. The thing is,
savage, man. Shout out to Cameron. I'm gonna fucking jump you on a back alley somewhere now.
he'll be waiting.
Yeah, you'd be waiting.
Dude, so Cameron's such a fucking trickster, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I hear he got you into drums, but the thing is, he's a shit stirrer, and like, all right, so that night was good, but the good thing was, even I knew, and I'm assuming you knew as well. The best roast, always comes from a good place.
Yeah.
Like no one on that roasted you thought that you were a shit cunt.
No,
everyone,
you could feel the love.
Yeah, even Benny went at the end. Yeah. He's just like he couldn't roast you without saying this.
Yeah,
he's just like, yeah, but by the way, you know, fucking
Yeah.
I'll do anything for you if you
Yeah.
ever need just fucking like it's just
My favourite bit of that actually whole night, like win the roast too. Like obviously Cameron was just most savage, but like Benny's ripping into me, and then so a lot of my family they look the same.
yeah.
So Benny's met my auntie
Yeah.
and Jacob. Like
Yeah.
I remember one gig. Jacob tried to introduce me to my auntie. The fucking funniest thing ever. But so they thought my mum was my auntie.
Yeah.
Right. So he's saying, he's only met her. And he's
Yeah.
kind of saying, so he made a joke about Aboriginal stuff. He goes,
Yeah,
you can tell, like, look at auntie girl there, rah rah. And and like and afterwards, because mum was just giving him the fucking daggers, because mum hates Aboriginal jokes. Like even coming from other Aboriginals, and like even Aboriginals rousing on other
I'm
Aboriginals.
pretty sure she'd hate it more if I said it.
But yeah, fucking oath, man.
I'd fucking be bottled.
And but yeah, she's like, auntie girl, like that. And afterwards, he's come off stage, and I'm like, hey, Benny, hey, yeah, I'd like to introduce my mum, and he's just going, mum, like you just see like the colour drain, you're like, yeah, it's my mum, bro, like, mum, meet Benny, and he's like, and Benny just goes, oh, I'm in trouble, mum just goes, like, just like, fuck, you're in trouble, dude, like, and I'm like, I'm just walking away now, like, you get it.
The best thing is we're all out the front after. And your mum just comes in like a fucking boss and just goes, "Where's that drink ticket, bro?"
Yeah,
just fucking like parts the sea.
Yeah, man.
Good,
She was all about it.
Fucking yeah. Wait, so I've got another segment that we're gonna do. So what I'll do, one thing I will mention though, dude, talking to Cameron being a stitch up, I'll end on this story, dude. So he ended up emceeing Durham the other night.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Post.
So there's a group chat going with everyone from that gig, and the room runner messages the group and said, "How did it go?" Because they couldn't be there for the night. And Cameron messages the group and says it all went good except for Mark used the N-word on stage, and fucking the funniest like I seen it in the group chat, and I was like, I don't know whether if I defend and say that I didn't, which I obviously did.
Yeah.
It might seem worse, so I left it.
Yeah. And
just to see what the room runner said, and the best thing is the room runner goes like, aside from that, how else did it go? I was like, isn't that fucking believable?
He's a menace, man. Absolute menace. Cameron is that guy that I would not be allowed to sit next to in class.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah.
just get you in fucking trouble.
Yeah, no, we all had that dude that made us repeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, let's
do it.
we got another section coming up. So the next section is going to be video only. So if you really like this, if you want to see the next part of it, it'll be a clip on YouTube because it's very, it's got like more visual.
Yep.
And if you're watching this on YouTube already, it's going to be at the end of this episode. So just keep watching, and the rest of the thing will be the new segment.
I'll do a finishing pose, and then we can come in with like that pose again, and they won't even know. It'll be seamless.
Just a different room. But yeah. Cheers, everyone. If you listen to audio, check out YouTube for the rest of it. But if you can't be fucked looking at YouTube, well, I'll talk to you next year. Cheers.
Thank you.
Please flip over the tape to side B to hear the rest of this podcast. And we're back. Seamless transition.
Seamless.
You wouldn't even know. All right. I was going to do like a weird little intro to this, but let's just try and let me just try and do it on the fly. So basically, this is a new segment of the podcast. So far, I think the concept is fucking fire. I get 8 mugshots of hot chicks.
Okay.
And you guess their crime, multiple choice.
Okay, sweet. I like. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right.
I'm down.
So now for the...
So was she. Oh.
So you're going to go with she was down? No, sorry.
Okay, first one.
Hey, hang on. Welcome to Belconnen's favourite game show with Guess the Crime, here with Marky Worthington and Cy Fahey. We're going to show 8 delectable women, and you're going to decide exactly what went wrong with them. In no particular order, you get 3 multiple choice.
Okay.
And I wrote all these multiple choice answers as well, so it was very. I put a lot of time went into this fucking thing. I put more time into this than my actual comedy writing. Okay, so you can see the lovely mugshot here
Yep.
on the screen. You have contestant number 1. A, possession and trafficking of stolen goods. B, public indecency. Or C, arson. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna go possession and trafficking of stolen goods.
Let's light it up. Dun, dun, arson.
Oh wow.
Contestant number 2.
She's brutal. You don't want to fuck with her.
A, prostitution. B, arson. Or C, assault with a deadly weapon.
I'm gonna go with prostitution. She looks like she's been broken by the system. She's not happy.
Ah, assault with a deadly weapon.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Not
full
helping with
story.
the bills. Wow. I'm gonna move this.
Stabs boyfriend for not helping with the bills. Oh, okay, and moving on now to contestant number 3. We have A, possession of a legal firearm. B, property damage. Or C, DUI.
Whoa. I want to say firearm. She looks like a gangbanger, but with the bloodshot in her eyes, I'm gonna go DUI.
Oh, this one here was actually a bit of a trick question because the real answer is DUI causing property damage. Full story is this chick drink drove her car into a house.
Wow.
Lovely specimen.
You gotta call this segment "Bitches Be Cray Cray." Like it's like
Okay, welcome back to Bitches Be Crazy. Here we have contestant number 4. Your options are A, prostitution. B, possession of a class 3 narcotic. Or C, homicide.
I'm trying to look into like get inside her mind.
Oh, I've
like,
created a full backstory for this
yeah.
one.
Homicide.
Those eyes are just piercing
Yeah,
through me.
piercing homicide.
Correct.
Yes. I can see. Yeah.
You can see it.
I can. Yeah.
You can see it
I can
happening.
see into her soul. She was pissed off.
Okay, contestant number 5. You've got A. You can tell this chick usually wears a lot of fucking eyeliner.
Yeah.
Like it just it matches. All right, contestant number 5. Possession and trafficking of stolen goods. B, DUI. Or C, sex with a minor.
Whoa. I'm gonna go. She looks like she could be a school teacher. So sex with a minor.
Ah. Possession and trafficking of stolen goods.
I mean, that's
You're just living a teenage fantasy.
she reminded me of one of my teachers. Yeah.
Yeah. Contestant number 6 of 8.
Wow.
Now, this one here is a bit of an easier one. It's a 50-50 because one of these answers is just for the lols. Contestant number 6 is it A, possession of a class 3 narcotic. B, being the most likely to date Kai. Or C, assault.
Wow, you're still real bitter about that roast, man, aren't you?
It's hard to be mad now you're wearing my shirt.
Yeah. She does look like my kind of girl, you know. I like them feisty.
Yep.
So what was the last one? What was the
C is assault.
assault? No, I'm gonna go A. Narcotics.
Yep.
Yep.
Lock it in, A.
Lock it in A. Arrested on a warrant for God. See, it wouldn't.
It feels like when you know the full story, her eyes have more of a
Interesting,
piercing
yeah.
glance.
It wouldn't be assault if I was consenting. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's like, I figured her
Yeah,
boyfriend was.
I think C should be most likely to assault Kai consensually. But that might have given away the answer. Okay, contestant number 7. Get a good look.
I like that t-shirt. I don't know that t-shirt.
Oh, that's yours she picked up from the floor when she left this morning. You gotta love it when you get your shit mixed up.
Yeah.
Is it A?
And they're still wearing her underwear. She's got my boxes, bitch.
If you put on a G-banger backwards,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
decide which side you want to be on. Is it A, sex with a minor, B, drunk and disorderly, or C, assaulting a police officer?
I'm going to drunk and disorderly, and then she assaulted a police officer. Assaulted a police officer.
You going to go assaulted a police
Assaulted a
officer?
police officer.
Teacher's aide arrested of having sexual relations with a 16-year-old student 2 weeks after starting the job.
Where were you 2 questions ago? That's where I needed you.
Oh, actually, that's that other chick's shirt. All right, and finally, contestant number 8.
Okay, contestant number
Welcome to the stage, the final contestant for the night. This is Belconnen's beauty pageant.
Oh, she wins.
A, assault, B, DUI, or C, possession of a class 3 narcotic.
She looks too healthy for the narcotic.
Yeah,
And then she might be early into the...
could be early.
it could be early into it. So... What we
You never get caught on your first try, do you?
Yeah. I'm getting lost
Assault,
in
DUI, possession of a class 3 narcotic, getting caught in her eyes. That's so
caught in her
fucking
eyes.
funny.
I'm gonna go DUI. She could, she looks like she's had a long night. So DUI.
You are correct.
Woo!
DUI, manslaughter, drink driving, struck a motorcycle, causing death.
There you go.
Holy fuck. And you can tell just looking at her at the end, she was like, whoopsie. Okay, and that wraps up Belconnen's favourite fucking game show. Cheers for joining, and if you stuck around to watch the video episode, or if you've jumped over from the audio platform, thank you for writing it out to the end. Cheers, and see you on the next time, wrapping up the year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Don't buy me a drink. Just name names.
Yeah, right. Big Tony. You'll get fucking thrown out of the strip club with your floppy disk.
all day.
Make people feel shamed for shit all day.
Don't blow
Turn
it.
it into a hard drive.
Yeah, right. You'll get fucking-
We're here
Keep it simple. Count your money.
that they're not proud of.
Just give me $10.
Hey, if you stuck around right to the end, you've already heard the credits and you get to hear this special
It's
little
like the
bonus.
after credit scene.
For a one bonus round, double or nothing,
Double or nothing.
how many out of the 8, how many of these girls use their mugshots to promote their OnlyFans?
All of them.
3 of the 8.
Three of the 8.
Use their mugshot to promote their
There you
OnlyFans
go.
after the fact. All right, thanks for sticking around.